Welcome back to EU4, where Angola is attempting to survive this very, very cruel world. So far, Angola's looking halfway decent. Nothing bad has happened to them for a very long time. And it looks like their alliance with Katara is probably stopping Killua from declaring war. Don't know why it would be, but it is. Beyond that, Angola has a very small army at the moment. Probably will not help them later on. Ethiopia was destroyed, and the Ottomans took all of Egypt. And of course, the Protestant Reformation War has ended, leaving a lot of great powers in a pretty bad position. So it'll be interesting to see how this spirals out even further. But, of course, Angola only needs to worry about the colonizers. And, of course, they need to hope that they eventually fall. Because, of course, they do not want to end up like Mali. Now, would they? So Great Britain has made even more progress. They are now colonizing Gabon. I think they're done colonizing Cameroon. Yes. So they are going straight for Angola, which is probably not a good thing for Angola. Either way, Great Britain will definitely be trying to attack Angola at any moment, I feel. And I have a very good feeling about this because this isn't the first time. So we're gonna definitely have some fun with Angola here. Until they eventually just get demolished, steamrolled by, I think they are a great power. What rank? Third great power. But I guess we'll just have to see if Angola gets wiped out by the Qing, Great Britain, France. Did I just say Qing? Well, maybe the Qing will make it here eventually. You never know. Before I show you what Angola has done, uh, Great Britain has officially gotten a land connection with Angola, which could allow Great Britain to declare war against Angola at any moment. Except for this, Angola has made an alliance with the nation of Great Britain. I want that to sink in real fast. Angola has made an alliance with Great Britain, the number 3 great power. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. I have been saying this entire time that Angola and Qatar could easily get overwhelmed by Kilwa. But now it's seeming to be the opposite, really. It looks like Angola is about to kick the butt of Kilwa and Katara. Because Angola could definitely break this alliance with Katara at any moment. It should be a clean wipeout. Angola's going to be pretty powerful with an ally like Great Britain. And Great Britain has now begun colonizing this little territory here. So we'll see exactly what happens. I was gonna wait until 1650 to begin talking, but so much has happened that I might as well try and talk about it before I forget. First of all, Marahan has declared war against Ajaran for a bunch of territory and is winning. And as you can tell, the Ottomans have made it down all the way to Kitara. So basically what has happened is the Ottomans declared war on Yemen, which dragged in a lot of people in this region here. The Ottomans then went down, bullied everyone that decided to help out Yemen, and now all of those people are either getting re-bullied by the Ottomans in this new Alodian war, or are now getting bullied by other people who are not involved just yet, such as Ajaran. Ajaran helped Yemen, and now Ajaran's going to die. It's all happening at a very fast rate, but all you need to know right now is that the Ottomans are expanding very rapidly down to Angola. And, well, they've already made it to Qatar pretty much. They're slowly knocking down their forts, which will probably cause Qatar to ramp up their military and possibly even get declared war on by Kilpa. Basically, the newest threat to Angola, and really the only threat at the moment, is the Ottomans. They have pushed quite far down into the Ethiopia region and is causing new wars to break out. And after defeating Olodia, they now have a border with Funj and still could declare war against Adal. So no one knows what will happen. The Ottomans could push all the way down to the border of Kilwa and, well, kill the Wa. And that would be not very helpful to Angola at all, because they do not want a border with the Ottomans. The Ottomans are a powerhouse to not be trifled with. They will destroy all who is in their path, especially now that they have taken the #1 spot over Castile. Something is happening that might just be the end of Angola. Kilwa, the greatest power in the Swahili coast, with 155,000 soldiers, has officially marched against Kitara in Angola. This has been 100 years in the making. I'm fairly certain they've had a border since 1592 at least. So now we're going to watch the Giants punch it out real fast. And we're going to see who wins, who loses, and Elodie already gave up. So we'll definitely see who is the true champion of this entire region. Beyond that, which I think this is going to be a nice, easy war for Kilwa, probably. They're probably going to roll right over Katara, and they're already invading Angola, so not much hope there. But I don't think Katara or Angola actually have any halfway decent forts. So this should be a very easy war for Kilwa to win. And one of Katara's forts have already fallen, which means that they just have to bring one more down. So it is literally over at this point. Good job, Angola. You have officially given up. A war has broken out in South Africa between Portugal and Kilwa. We will see if this affects Angola later down the line. It probably will, because Kilwa will probably lose their gold mine over here in Zimbabwe. It all depends if Portugal can get enough troops over here. Portuguese should have a good tech bonus on them, possibly. Yeah, Portugal's 24 and Kilwa's still 21. And for some reason, European troops usually just beat out any other kind of force naturally. For sub-Saharan guys, it's like a 2-to-1 ratio. It gets insane. We'll see if Portugal can actually manage to get enough troops to beat down the Kilwanese machine. And this will probably stop them from declaring war on Katara for at least a little bit. Katara still might go on to the next world, but Angola should be fine defensively because they're allied to Great Britain. So it's not a complete loss. We didn't really care about Katara besides getting the land connection. Anyways, Angola has declared war against Katara. And I don't think they dragged in Great Britain, but that doesn't matter. As long as Angola does not play it dumb and lose all their manpower, they should easily beat Katara here. Katara has, I think, 3 forts in total. Yeah, 3 forts. And they're already sieging down the one at Afuriu. They're going to take down Buganda and Borneo next. They hopefully should have enough manpower to capture both of these, because what I would do is like slowly whittle them down until they're stuck into Shaga or Kuria. Of course, Actually, no, they can't even go around because I don't think they can get access through Kilwa. So they would actually be stuck in Korea and Chaga if they play it smart. Are they going to play it smart? No. Why would Angola play it smart? Qatar would still be stuck because of this fort, but you never know. They could make it all the way to Benguela, which is Angola's capital in this universe. And really, we're going to be seeing if Angola can actually expand for the first time in hundreds of years. So this is a historical event at this point. Can Angola beat back the Qatarans and claim more land and add it to their growing kingdom? Or will they lose and forever be reduced to nothing more than a pile of rubble? Angola has beaten back Tara, taking the fort at Bafuriu, which will probably help them a little bit. I mean, it wasn't a lot of land, not a whole lot of development, not like how much Kilwa took, nowhere near. This Portuguese-Kilwanese war is over. That's pretty cool. We got new states. Yay. We got Makua and Moravi. Congratulations. Gold mine at Zimbabwe has been lost. How will Kilwa make their money and then give it to Angola now? It's a catastrophe. A literal catastrophe. It is official. All heck is breaking loose in this region currently. The second Kilwanese-Katara war is currently going on, with Katara fighting Kilwa in Adal, while Kilwa is fighting Katara and Damat. So Fala gained independence during the Portuguese War and is now declaring war on Makua. So even more chaos is being added in. Angola is just sitting around. I think they still have a truce with Katara, so they can't do a lot right now. Unless they want to declare war on Kilwa. And it looks like without Angola's support, Katara is definitely collapsing. So bye-bye Katara, and hopefully Angola will follow the same fate real soon. I'm fairly certain it took only a decade for Katara to become irrelevant. Like, they're gone almost. So Fala ate Makua. I didn't really want to just come back here just to say, oh, so Fala ate them. Oh my god. It's a yeah, no, I didn't want to come back here just to do that. Instead, I kind of wanted to see that a major regional power has just evaporated in one war completely. Like, they had full siege down, just decimated. Really, the big worry is Katara going to survive? And if so, is Angola going to be able to stay independent while the rest of these nations just evaporate into nothingness? I mean, the only African state that hasn't lost territory that's actually like a regional power is Marahan and Angola. Only two. Only two major players. Even Tunis has lost land. I mean, this is ridiculous that these are the two that have been surviving. I mean, come on now. Statistically, this should not be happening. Just let Angola fall into the ether. That's all I'm asking. Apparently, the 18th century is the the heyday of the Europeans destroying Central Africa, because Castile has decided to join the fight, and well, it's pretty early on in the war, but they're currently at war with Kilwa, Adal, and Mombasa. So we'll see how well that works out. And really, the big question is, how much is Castile really going to take? And it's still Castile, by the way. They did not unite with Aragon either in this universe. And Castile, just like Portugal, did not have any troops in their colonies. over here in South Africa, so it'll be a little bit till they bring troops over. And really, Angola's just sitting here, waiting for its truces to go down and basically wait, just like they did in the 17th century. Just wait around until something finally happens. Kilwa has come down and officially knocked the Spanish down a peg. They have taken most of Castilian South Africa, leaving them only in Natal. And this is a great boost to Kilwinese morale since they lost the war to the Portuguese. With all of the major powers basically focusing down on Africa, it seems unlikely for Angola to survive much longer. And really, I'm surprised that they haven't even lost territory at all. They've only been expanding for now, but can that really last? Can Angola seriously survive until the end of EU4? Another war had kicked off and is already done actually. It is the Kilonese Cephalen War. Didn't take too long, maybe a few years. Kilwa has also vacillated Mombasa, so finally, Kilwa's finally doing something up here in the north. What did that take them? 200 years? But they haven't moved up there since the beginning of the game, so 300. We're going 300. Moravi also got a few bites taken out of them, but considering they're still independent, I think that's a win for Moravi. Pretty good win at that. So Kilwa's basically how they were last time, except now they don't have Zimbabwe, which is definitely a hit since that's a gold mine, but it can't be that bad for them. Angola actually has more troops now than Kilwa, so we'll see how that ends. First thing on the itinerary is Kitara has been vanquished by Kilwa, and yeah, that's Kitara's done. KO'd at the last 100 years. Pretty sad for Kitara. On top of that, Angola and Great Britain are now bullying revolutionary France, which France is getting bullied because the Ottomans broke their alliance with them after they became revolutionary. So now it's kind of like everyone who has a grudge with them is now going to bully them until the end of ages. This is their first time against a great power, which I think they are number 6 right now. And Persia has made it on the list. Congrats, Persia. Hopefully Persia does not get collapsed by the Ottomans too quickly now. That would be quite sad. And I think the Mughals are expanding too. Angola is a power among powers. And hopefully they can survive because something tells me not a lot of African nations are going to make it past 1800. And now Kilwa is joining the whole boat with their 285,000 total armies. They are now going and besieging French land over here in Comoros and over here in South Africa and Lesser Namaqualand. And they may just be taking over some more land over here in Indonesia, since the French fleet almost certainly has been just decimated. I do not expect them to be able to accomplish much. Yeah, 26 and 57,000 manpower. They even lost Paris. France is done. They're as done as Lithuania is cooked. If Kilwa can kick out the French, and that's one less ally to eventually help Angola, and that could isolate Angola from the rest of the world. Do I think Kilwa will actually accomplish isolating Angola completely? No. But is trying to isolate Angola a good idea? Yes, of course it is. Like anything else in the world, isolate them as much as possible until eventually you can destroy them. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Kilwa declared war on the French, defeated them, took the Comoros Islands from them pretty easily, and then the British came in and did a personal union on them, easily took them. Then the British went revolutionary, meaning that Angola needed a new ally, so they allied Portugal, and then Portugal declared war on Kilwa. And that is basically what has happened, and it's now a huge war just over Central Africa right now. Basically, they're all descending upon northern Malindi right now and are pushing down south at a quick speed. And currently, Kilwa is trying to take the fort at Bafuriu. It's not working at the moment, but it could work at any moment. Kilwa is still just barely edging it out at 8%, and Kilwa still has a fleet actually, which is probably the most surprising thing I've ever heard. But we're definitely still waiting for whoever can edge out the other, and I think it's now tilting into Portugal's favor. It was earlier in Kilwa's favor because they were pushing and they hit the fort at Bafuriu and a few others, which they actually did take the fort at Bafuriu. It might not be that way for very long though, because Angola still has an army, and they are very much willing to use that army to blow apart this Cotoouanese empire that has formed pretty much overnight, considering everything else that has been going on. Can Angola do it? Can Angola actually expand? It seems impossible, but maybe it isn't. The Second Porto-Kilwanese War has ended in stalemate, with the Kilwanese able to actually peace out Angola, and it was basically left as a 1v1 between Kilwa and Portugal. And I don't think anything was actually changed. I think they just white pieced right out of that war. We are very close to the end of the game, but it seems like Portugal is not done with Kilwa just yet, as now they have declared the third Porto-Kilwanese War, and just because Portugal hasn't come down here yet, Angola is being overwhelmed by forces rushing into their unguarded Congo territories. Let's call them that. While Angola has the vast majority of their troops, some would say all of their troops, currently in the Victoria Lakes region. It's probably not going to help them. The closest Portuguese troops are currently in Cameroon right now, so it's going to be a little bit. And Kilwa could actually get the capital Benguela long before Portugal even shows up. It's actually going to be shameful how fast that Kilwa can probably get Angola out of this war. And this could very well be the end of Angola if Portugal does not show up. Portugal has a lot of troops. They're not sending enough to stop this just absolute storm that's coming over the border. But it will definitely stall the advance. And if Angola will come off the fort at Encore, they'll probably have a good chance at winning. I don't think the Portuguese troops were moving at all, so that's not helping either. And Kilwa is about to make it to Benguela, and well, Angola needs to stop them from even setting foot, because Benguela is only a level 1 fort. It's basically just a bunch of wooden palisades. It's really not a lot, and this is not a good situation for Angola. Angola needs to push right back in and basically stomp out all of these little tiny stacks everywhere, but they're not going to do that. Instead, they're waiting on Portugal, and Portugal is currently fighting a doll. So they're not going to be all that helpful, now are they? Some would say they're not going to be helpful at all. And we're going to see what actually happens at the end of this war, because it does look like Portugal's arrived, but they haven't arrived in force just yet. So we'll see actually what happens to Angola, Portugal, Kilwa, and so and so and so. So will this be the end of Angola? With 11 years on the clock, can they get wiped off the board? We'll just have to see. It could happen. It could. The British could storm from the north, and Kilwa is definitely pushing in the east. So we'll just have to see what happens. The Third Porto-Kilwanese War has ended. And, well, Portugal and Kilwa did white peace, but Angola, like the tricky players themselves, have actually pieced out early, taking Buyagoma and Bushui as basically core territories as of Angola, or at least new conquered states. This is a moment to stay, for we have finally crowned Angola as the first victor. Look at them in their immense glory. They even won a war, technically. Basically, this world has gone crazy since the beginning of the Protestant Reformation, where Austria did not have Bohemia, and everything hit the fan from there on. And also, when most of the New World was colonized by either Portugal or Castile, and France only had Colombia. That also changed the game quite a bit, I would think. And if you look at the actual episodes that I made, I said France is getting bullied. They looked nowhere near this. This is bullying. It took them 100 years for them to do this. And the other one, last episode, I think it took them 200 years to just carve out a little bit of the lowlands and take a little bit of chunks out of central, and then this happened. This is just bloody. But basically, that is all that's happened recently, besides Angola taking 2 provinces, which, godsend. Finally, Angola expanded somewhere. But really, congratulations, Angola. You have claimed a spot in the Battle Royale. Do I think you're going to win the Battle Royale? No. And I'm sticking to that opinion. Goodbye. Please subscribe.